This video is for freshers who are trying to get into US IT recruiting or any IT recruiting roles. So here you are going to discover what are the things they are going to ask, meaning the interviewer is going to ask, and how you are going to answer, and what could be the strategy behind your answering and their questioning. All right, so let's start. Now, I have taken as much as information, meaning primary whatever been asked in the interview calls, I have taken it. Now you could be a complete fresher without training, or you could be a fresher with training. So here I include both, and I suggest if you have not been training, go through a training, then apply for a job, then you could have a higher weightage. All right, so let's start here. Tell me something about yourself. This is the general question people ask. Now, if you have watched my previous video, I have explained clearly. Once again, if someone is asking you, tell me something about yourself, so don't start telling your name, your father's name, your mother's name, your siblings, what they do, what your father do, so many things from your house and your dog, your cat and everything, right? So that's not what we want to hear as an interviewer. So you should be explaining, hello, first you're going to thank, okay? First you are going to thank, tell about, introduce yourself once again, and your name, where are you from, and your experience. That's how it is. So here, since you are a fresher, we are talking from that point of view. You would say, let's say the interviewer's name is John, all right? Thank you, John, for giving me an opportunity to represent myself. Or you may say, I really appreciate your time, John, for taking and reviewing my resume and giving me an opportunity for this interview. Or you would say another way. Okay, I'm giving you multiple ways. You would say, John, thank you so much for considering me for this opportunity and giving me a chance to represent myself, that how I can be a best fit for this particular position and your organization. My name is so and so, and I have completed my education in so and so year from so and so university. I primarily belongs to this particular city or this particular area, and I survive with my father, mother, and siblings. So here in my academic, I have completed this particular stream. If it is from science or commerce, from arts, anything, engineering, you explain that. What I liked most during my education is the team development activities, or the assignments which I need to give or submit, right? Why I'm to submit. And during that time, the team coordination, accountability, and doing research for something I did not know was something very fascinating with me. And I'm sure that skills, that experience, whatever learned I have during the academic time, I could use that in my professional experience as well. All right, do you understand now? So why did I tell about that? Because I little bit introduced myself, then I have taken to the next level of after thanking, then introducing, then my parents thing and education, then I slowly brought into my experiences. So the same way, if you have any experience during your academics in your college time, any project, anything, right, any leadership, anything, just use that as your extra experience. All right, and one more thing they ask, right, what are your hobbies? Okay, I did not include here, let me include this here. What are your hobbies? Is that the correct spelling or not? Okay, so what are your hobbies? Okay, now we are gonna come to that. After you explain this, then what do you know about recruiting? So you would say recruiting is a process where there will be a requirement, there would be a need for someone who can do a certain work. Now as a recruiter, we have a responsibility to understand what the client is looking for, then go and source the candidate from the candidate pool, review them and screen them, then share that profile, share that resume with the client so that they can do the final interview, and if they like, they'll select, and this person goes and joins the project, and that's where the recruiting cycle ends. Meaning, from a job requirement opening, budget allocation, then sourcing, then screening, then interviewing, then hiring, then offering, then what you would say onboarding. So these are the process. Understood? Now you got to write it down, these things what I'm saying. All right, once you write it down, you will understand. So this is what I know about recruiting. When an opening comes in, and going to the candidate pool, finding someone, selecting, interviewing, selecting, and offering, when the person onboards or joins the company, that's where the recruiting ends. This is what I know. Now we go to the next question. All right, why do you want to be a recruiter? Now this could be a tricky question for you. Why do you want to be a recruiter? Now don't tell that you want to improve your communication skills. Don't tell that you like to talk to so many people. Don't tell that you like to help people or so many things. What do you want to tell is, so you would say, I believe my communication and I believe my research skills will be a greater advantage when I become a recruiter, because in my academics I was one of the team players, and whenever there is a need to find someone who could fit for any particular responsibility, I was able to do that. Now I believe, given an opportunity to work as a recruiter, I definitely could do best, right? Now don't tell that I want to improve my English skills. Don't tell that I would love to talk to Americans and I want to help job seekers. Obviously we want to help job seekers, but before that you need to get a job, right? So why, as an interviewer, I want to see what are your strengths, what are your interests, why you want to be a recruiter. All right, so you have your previous strengths, your experience. Now you think that you are capable of handling all these things. Understood? Perfect. Now what are your strengths and weaknesses? So whatever your strengths, you tell it. All right, you could be telling that English communication is my strength, oral communication, written communication, team building, proper listening, and articulating properly. You would say patience, having a patience, and accountability. Those are the good things, right? And weaknesses, you would say that, yeah, if you think that time management is a problem for you, or if you would say that anything, right? Any weakness that you would say, let's say we go with time management. Well, you would say, yeah, to think about my weaknesses, I would say that time management is primary weakness that I have, but I'm certainly working on that, and hopefully I'll come over it, and I would do my job best. That's how we say. Meaning, don't just say time management is a weakness and stay there, but what you are going to say is, I believe time management is one of my weaknesses and I'm working on it, and very soon I'll come out of it. That's it. All right, now we are not stopping there as a negative, but we are adding that, yes, we are aware of my weaknesses and I'm working on it. All right, now let's go to another question. Where do you see yourself in next 5 years? So there is a dumb answer many people do. I want to see myself at your position. I want to see myself at your chair. All right, so that's a very dumbest answer. Don't ever do that. If they're asking you where do you want to see yourself in next 5 years, you explain them that I want to see myself as a senior role, or as a leadership role, working with multiple responsibilities and taking more responsibility, where I could be learning more and helping the company grow. That's where I want to see myself. All right, this is what it is. Or you would say, I want to see myself as a more confident recruiter, where I would be able to help others to become more confident in how they can be productive. Any answer you say that has to do with the company's growth, people. This is the secret. Why do you want to work with us? So this is a very tricky question. Don't say again that, as I have explained in the previous video, right? Don't say that your company is near to me and this is something you give good snacks, and don't tell that you provide cars and you do this, you do that, it is near to my place. Don't answer that like that. You would say that, why do you want to work with us? Before that, what you have to do is you have to go and check the website of the company. You need to check the reviews of the company. You need to check what are the achievements the company had, or they are currently certified, or what is the current position of the company. If you go to Google, you can definitely able to find about that. So before you apply go for an interview, before you attend an interview, this is very much important, people. You may lose a job just because you have not done any research. So this is my sincere advice for you. Google it, get some information and answer. How you are going to answer? Don't say that, yeah, I was looking about your company in Google just before I came to office and I found that your company is there. Here is a company, there is a company. Don't do that. So what you would be saying is, yes, I would definitely love to work with a company where there is a good culture, good opportunity for growth, and where I could able to learn more things. And while understanding about your organization, I would definitely get into the organization which is a multi-million dollars industry. And I believe yours is a multi-billion dollars industry and your company is certified, and there are a lot of employees who have a good experience with your organization, and that is why I want to work with you, period. All right, this is what you're gonna tell. So you don't tell that I did research. Whatever you have done research, explain that slowly. And the another thing is that practice all these things about yourself, how you're going to represent in front of a mirror, people. This is very much important. All right, what are your hobbies? Correct. Now here people say reading newspaper, watching TV, watching cricket, playing cricket. What else? Cycling, running, so many things they would tell, right? So yes, those are hobbies, but reading newspaper, how could be hobby? Watching TV, how could be an hobby? So you have to tell something which is a real hobby of you. Could be a gardening, could be a reading books, or you could be a social work, anything that could be a hobby. So here, don't tell about reading newspaper, watching TV, listening to music. This is not a hobby. All right, this is that your passing time. Don't tell that I love to sleep and that is my hobby. All right, so that's what you got to remember. Don't. And whenever you're talking to the gentleman or a lady, ensure that you have a small smile on your face and you're answering while looking at the eyes. Meaning, don't stare at them, no, don't gaze at their eyes, but just give a look in their eyes. It will ensure that you are confident enough. All right. Then, what do you know about us? So why do you want to work with us could be one question, and what do you know about us? They may ask another question. So if they ask what do you know about us, I know about this company as this is a multi-million dollars company, and it has its presence in US, in Canada, in Mexico, in India as well. It has so many employees where they felt good about staying and working with this company, and you are a so and so certified company and you have been awarded with so and so. So I would love to work with you and grow with your organization given an opportunity. Okay, this is how you present. Now if you have a little bit trained, they may ask, do you know what is C2C, W2, 1099? They may say, okay, what is C2C, what is W2, what is 1099? They may ask. So if they ask about C2C, you would say, these are the tax terms. It is corp to corp, meaning one corporation pays money to another corporation for the individual who works, and this is not being paid directly to the candidate or whomever the individual is working. Okay, this is like a contractor subcontract kind of engagement. What is W2? W2 is a tax form. And in this engagement, one organization, one staffing company pays money to the individual after deducting the tax. So the individual who is receiving the money, that is the net amount where already the tax has been deducted. So it is like a employee-employee relationship. Now what is 1099? 1099 is a tax term where the individual receives money from the organization. The company, the corporation pays money to the individual without deducting any taxes, and the individual is responsible for paying his or her taxes at the end of the year according to the earnings. Okay, this is like a consulting job, you may say that. They may ask, what are the databases, what are the operating system, what are the programming languages, what are the application servers, what are the front end tools, what are the back end tools? They may ask. So you as a recruiter, if you have trained enough, then you might have this information. If you have not trained, get yourself trained and get this information ready. All right, you can get it from online as well. Then if you got then it will be like a scenario based questions. Okay, few scenario based questions. If you got some work and you have to spend more time on it, what would you do? All right, so you would say definitely work is the primary thing for me and I have a top priority for that. If I get a job, if I get some work, then I would focus on that until I complete it, and I would not leave half complete. All right, I'll ensure I complete the work and I go home. All right, so now it shows your dedication towards your work. Why don't you want to do something according to your education but want to be a recruiter? You would say that yes, I wanted to, if you are from BTech, if you are from MCA, whatever it is, right? So you would say that I wanted to be a technical person, I wanted to go into the IT side, but I did not, when I studied, I did not love coding sort of thing. I did not like coding. So that's the reason my passion to be in this IT industry and not coding, only the recruiting is the industry where I can fulfill my dreams and passion, where I could help IT candidates to get their job. At the same time, I can use my previous technical knowledge to screen them. And that's the reason I believe recruiting or being a recruiter is a right job for me. You understood, right? So you have used your technical experience as a advantage, or that is a plus point for you to do your current job. Understood? Perfect. Now, what is the salary you are expecting? If you are a fresher, I would suggest as a fresher, I would love to go according to the company norms, and it would be great if you can explain me about your incentive structure, your promotion structure, and your salary structure as well. All right, you explain that. Now it is totally up to you how you want to how much you want and not. So don't just say that I'm expecting 20,000, 30,000, something like that. All right, because companies generally pay good, and if you are a fresher, I would suggest you to join a good company to gain your experience but not to make money. Be there, learn, make your foundation so strong that in future money will be coming to you. So that's what my suggestion is. Now rest is your wish. How soon you can join? Now you may say I would given an offer, I would definitely join in next 1 week. Given an offer, I could be join immediately. Whatever your current situation is, according to that, answer that. Now if they ask you, do you have any questions for me? Don't say that I don't have any question for you. If they ask you, do you have any question for me? Again, I thank you so much for giving me an opportunity to ask questions to you. Well, it may sound very formal, but this is what I suggest you. Now it's totally up to you how you want to deal with it. All right, I appreciate for giving me an opportunity to ask question. Yes, I have few questions. I would like to know the work culture here. I wanted to know how is the incentive structure. I wanted to know that what are the kind of work generally it happens here, and I wanted to know if I want to grow in this industry, what is the promotion structure this company has, and I would love to know the things, anything that you think I should know. All right, meaning you have not discussed during the interview, and anything that the interviewer has might be forgot, you may ready to listen. All right, so that is what, when they ask do you have any question, it is kind of a end of the interview. So don't mess with it and ask question, professional question, a kind of a good way of questions, right? Don't ask that when is you're going to give salary, which bank you are going to deposit. No, that's not what I'm talking about. We are talking about the company, the culture, the promotion structure, and how soon you wanted to start the new batch. You may ask that as well. Okay, perfect. Now I hope it helped you, and watch the previous video and this one as well. And if you may have any questions, put that in the comment box. And this is Suman Pachigulla on a mission to impact 5 million lives through recruiters people. And so I love you and love you guys. Take care and God bless you once again.